Hi there, folks. Um, well, I'm never disappointed really. These days, there's lots of disappointment around. I try not to get disappointed. Sometimes I do get disappointed because the level of what I think is going to happen and doesn't happen is even below what is the sort of minimal expectation. But that's quite rare because my expectations are very low. And then it's always best to make the best out of the situation. Anyway, so last night was games night. Now I'm not going to worry about it or any of that stuff. One of my good friends turned up, and he's a very avid film lover. You may have seen him in one of the earlier episodes, and I just thought I think this is it, you know. So I suggest we watch a film, and there's a film I've been wanting to watch for ages because it kind of does tie in with this idea of sort of really immersing yourself in technology, you know, such as now we've got 3D and you know what's the next step and what would it be like to actually really be immersed, not only visually and with audio, but in almost living other people's experiences. I'm sure might happen. So anyway, we watch this, and it was made in 1995, and it was kind of talking a lot about what the sort of things that might happen at the coming of the millennium, and playing on that sort of paranoia at the time. And quite near the start of the film, basically, let's just read some of this stuff. Let's read some of this. Los Angeles, December the 30th, 1999, the eve of the millennium. Worldwide tension mounts during the final hours of this century. In the digital underground of this violent and chaotic city, human experience is bought and sold as the newest form of addictive entertainment. So there we go. And basically, there's a rapper that's killed, and things are going to go off because you know they're already at melting point, and then it sort of becomes like this kind of like who did it, and you know because this one of his friends is sort of happened to be wearing one of these wire things that records um, your whole experiences and records. Oh, actually, I'm giving away too much. Anyway, I really advise you to see it. It's very good. Um, I'm not going to lie to you as well. It's got some incredibly sexy scenes in it. If you know your point of view stuff, it's very very good. What else can I say about it? Oh yeah, produced by James Cameron. You see, this is the thing. You watch these films years ago, and you possibly before people become get their notoriety, and then just looking at them, you see, they're very very. It was great. I mean, he was great way before um, Titanic. So, story by James Cameron, directed by Catherine Bigelow. I think she did Big. Maybe that's a good film. Tom Hanks, maybe not. Um, Now you might be saying, "What? Why has he got this thing here?" Well, the format of choice for me at the moment, going back to sort of retro era of when things you could actually hold things, beautiful things like this, is Laserdisc. Now Laserdisc, I'm not going to go into the dates and details, but it's a format like CD, really. It's only the sound is digital on the later ones. The pictures are actually a kind of analog format. But the deal is, you can only fit about 50 minutes on a side. So we actually watched it on three sides. We had three sides, so there's two discs to this film. They usually cut the action in kind of the right places. There's been a few shoddy cuts, but you know, it's like a commercial break, except there's no commercials. Which, if only life could be like that, then I might start watching TV again. Right. So short but sweet today. Um, the fact that this room might be getting there. You see, the shelves have gone. Books are all boxed up. ready to go to the charity shop. I actually rescued a couple. There's a couple of really old rubbishy joke books I had as a kid, and I've decided to stick those up by the toilet. I do like it when you go to someone's toilet and they've got a silly book you can look at while you're doing your business. And I rescued all the Philip K. Dick novels because I think, well, you know, I don't know. I just think it might nice to have them sort of lying around, really. The Three Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch, if that's the right. That I think that needs a reread for starters. And one of the rooms upstairs that I actually, to get some of these shelves down, I had to empty all this old paperwork that I've never dealt with out onto the bed in the guest room, and I've just been going through that all morning. And actually, that's been quite therapeutic. I've been able to chuck away stuff that I've been through it all once. I've been a bit more ruthless, keeping all the sort of bills and receipts and all those sort of things you're supposed to do. Shredding some stuff, not very interesting really. Anyway, that's getting sorted out. It's silly to show you this room. You know, this room could look, hopefully by the end of next week it'll look fantastic. But at the same time, if the rest of the house has gone to shit, that's not good, is it? So, oh God, I mustn't use words like that. So I'm going to play out with something that the artist William Orbit was brought up in an earlier episode, who was actually seen in orbit by NASA, and they went up and rescued him, hence the name. And he had a band called Bassomatic. Now, years ago, when I wanted to get in the TV industry, did a course. I didn't. In the end, I thought the most glamorous thing must be pop promo. So I worked for a pop promo company, doing some sort of running and helping in the office, and a company called Popata, run by, I think it was Fiona Adams maybe, and Kerry Rhiannon Jones, I can't remember. But anyway, they made lots of cool videos, and this is all remixes, so I'm probably going to put on one of the worst mixes of this. Let's try the blue mix. Fascinating rhythm. This really sums up a time for me in the early 90s. And oh no, that's rubbish. I should have just grabbed the more traditional one. I think this one might be alright. I think what I need to do is, well, I need to eat after the show, because I have some particularly unhealthy macaroni cheese today, and I feel quite weighed down by it. That's alright. Lots of old analogue keyboards. Now, analogue keyboards are great in that they don't really seem to date music. So we'll just listen to some of the construction of this record for a bit. So hand claps, just about forgivable, although they really do date things. Amazing. I mean, Bassomatic. I think when I discovered Bassomatic was the same time I discovered a concept called sub bass. And if you got speakers good enough, there's a bass that they generate that you can't hear, but you can feel it. And well, here we are. I'm sure you can't really feel that, but I can. Beautiful soul vocals by soul vocals. I'm never gonna date. Musgrave. Is that a first name or a last name or a nickname? It samples Jimi Hendrix. You'll hear it. You go. Listen here, baby. Whenever you need me, I'll be there for you. So the next thing is to sort out the CDs, which you can see here. I usually try and put them back in their boxes. Look at that. Electric Six, Fire. Every single song and this seems to have some sort of reference to fire, apparently. Well, no, it does. You might have heard of Gay Bar, you might have heard of Danger High Voltage. There's a lot of good tracks on there. So anyway, I'm going to go through those. Probably not on air. I might talk about a few of them. The idea will be to get them into alphabetical order, to get the singles separated, maybe get a few genres taken out. There's a couple of classical music ones in there. There's a couple in there that are just beyond words. Depeche Mode, It's No Good. Actually, that reminds me, I did actually go to a club in Budapest called Depeche Mode, and all they played was Depeche Mode. That was it, and a lot of it was from old concerts and stuff, live versions of things. So they had the video as well as the music, and this has quite recently come out, and it's an amazing track. So I went up to the DJ and I just asked for It's No Good, and he looked at me and I said, you know, Depeche Mode, It's No Good. And he looked at me again and he started to stare at me, and I just leaned right to his ear and just went, you know, it's no good. And then he gave me the look of death, and then I knew what I was doing, so I let it be. I don't know if it's still running, that club, but it was good. Then my good friend Ian throwing shapes and looking happy, because most of the people there weren't looking happy. They were, you know, they're Depeche Mode fans. You can't be too happy if you're a Depeche Mode fan. Right, we'll just fade out now. So there we are, Shortbus Street. Now, you may not have been entertained today, but as the Holy Artist said recently, it's not my job to entertain you. And then he went on about, you know, you need to find what's entertaining. You need to find what's entertaining in this brick. You need to find, and you could go on, but it's true. You know, it's what. Just don't look at things or people as like things that need to entertain you. Just chill out and enjoy things, you know, for what they are. Right, preaching over. Bye.